Welcome to this video, everyone. We are going to be talking about shape 2 in this video. So let me draw another frame. I'm going to click on F on my keyboard. You can either click on F or A. It's the same shortcut. So let's go with, what can we go with now? Let's go with tablets now. Let's go with maybe something like iPad mini. All right. So this is the screens of some tablets. And we can rename it to tablet like this. All right. So the pen tool is just like advanced creation tool in Figma, advanced way of creating custom shapes in Figma. It can be if you want to create illustrations or if you want to create icon or anything at all, or maybe just like a custom shape that is not pre-made in Figma here. All right. So let's take a look at it. And if you click here, you can see we have pen, we have pencil. What we are going to be using, by the way, is pen tools, not pencil tools. Pencil tool is just easy for you to draw some things, but it is not as effective as pen tool. And there are pen tools in other software like Photoshop or any other software like maybe CorelDRAW. It's the same thing, mostly the same thing. But the one you have in Figma is even a bit powerful than most of this. All right, I believe. So now this is pen tool. As I click on it now, you can see I have this pen on my screen is saying that where do I want to start my point from? Before, when I was explaining this, I said that this was created with just 4 points. And this is just like the same thing here. So we can start from here now. Click on this point and then go to another point. You can see I'm working on the straight line now. If I want to make it to be snapping on a straight line, you can click on shift. Click and hold shift like this. You can see snapping on the straight line. So let's just click that shift. I click on here and then I go here. I click on here. I go here. Click on here and then I go back to where I started from. Make sure that before you drop your pen to, you see this black dot. It's showing that you are on the same assigned point that you started from. So I click on it now. So you can see we have a rectangle now. And as you can see by default, Figma give it stroke color. That's what we have here. Okay. So you can change the stroke color here like this. And you can even change the width to whichever way you like. But if you want to be, if you have enclosed, this one is enclosed. There's no open space here. If it's open, you can't give it fill. Okay, but this one is closed. So that means you can give it fill. You can just click on this add fill here now. You can see we have color inside. Or you can give it any color of our choice too. All right. So that's just the basic of pen 2 because pen 2 is much more than that. Okay, so let's see some edge cases. Of course, you can go ahead now and create some of this shape by yourself. Maybe you can create the ellipse, the polygon shape by yourself by just drawing 3 lines like 1, 2, and 3 like this and connect them. Okay, but I'm not going to be doing that. This one is like we are working on a straight line. So let's now see if you're working on a curved line. Okay. So if you're working on a curved line, this height will be before on a straight line, we just click one point and then on another point, we click another point like this, and then that's all. And then we can just continue however we like. That's just it. But if we want a curve, right? How can we do it? This is how we do it. So when you click on one point, as you are clicking on another point, before you drop your mouse, before you click out your mouse, just click and drag like this. You can see that we have a curve now, right? So that means we have different mode of pen 2. One is straight line, the other is curve line. This is a curve line now. Now, if I leave my mouse, you can see now that it's curve. And then Figma pen 2 now automatically change to what? The curve line. Okay, you can see now this next curve line. We call this thing Bezier. This next Bezier now is now what? On a curve now. So which means if I click here like this, it is curve. And I can even make it more curvy. All right. If you are still making more curvy, the next line will still be a curve. But if you make it a straight like this, the next line will not be a straight line. Okay. That's how it works. In fact, let me click out now and I want to increase this so that I can show you a lot of stuff. So let's try that again because this is where it gets tricky. A lot of the beginner find it difficult to work with pen too because of the way it behaves with curves like this. So I'm going to go click on the pen tool again. The shortcut to that, by the way, is P. So click here and then click and drag. You can drag if you drag up like this. If you drag down, it will be like this. It will be going up way. But if we drag up like this, it will be going down way. Now let's go down way, and then we have curve. You can drop it however we like this. Okay, and then we can continue. Let's just do something very simple or maybe something very crazy. It doesn't matter. Now I'm not going to close it now. Don't let me close it down, and I'm going to just press enter. As I click on enter now, we have exited the edit mode. Okay, what I can do here, I can just change the stroke color. That's just it. Now I can't add fill to it. And why is that? Why can I not add fill to it? If I add fill to show that the fill is added though, but it will not be applying. Why? Because it is not closed. Remember, I said that if it's not closed, the fill will not be applying. If you want it to apply now, we have color black as the fill mode now. Just go to edit mode, click enter, and then join them together. If you want to join them together, click on pen tool again, and then click here and here like this. You can see automatically the color was applied. That's how it works. All right. But what we have been creating so far is not meaningful. Let's see if we can create something meaningful. I don't even know what we can create with pen tool now. Um, let's say we want to create like, what can we create now? Okay, let's say we want to create some curve. If you want to design a flyer, I'm just going to grab a frame now and I just draw it manually without using any preset. The frame size is 860 by 1004. Okay, let's just call this one flyer. I want to see this. I want to show you some use case of pen tool. So you can just click on P on your keyboard and then click here like this. And then before you drop it, click and drag like this. All right. And then you can click here. You can just click here like this. It doesn't matter. And then like this. So what I want to do is I want to remove this fill, this stroke. Sorry, I will remove this stroke and I will add a fill to it. When you remove this stroke, you see how there's some network path. You can see it. If you now click enter now, you will not be seeing it again, right? You will not be seeing it again. It's still there. You can see vector 13, but if you don't give it any color or any stroke, you will not see it again. So that's just like a caveat that you need to take note. So I'm going to click on fill now, right? So this fill now, let's make it like maybe you can make it green or anything. And suppose that you want to make it clip into that flyer frame. How can we do it? I already taught you how to do this. This vector is outside the flyer. That's why we can still see it. So I'm going to drag it now inside the flyer. So you can see now that we can see all the other edges again. And we can create something very nice in this flyer while using this one as a background, right? Okay. So remember that the reason why we cannot see all of this one is because of this clip content is set to clipped. If you uncheck this checkbox now, we are still going to be seeing it, even though the vector is inside the flyer. So let me make sure that this one is clicked. Because if your own is not checked like this, you will still be encountering this particular problem. So if you want to now, you can then go ahead and design whatever you want to design. Let's just say the green weather or something. So we then can just make it very, very big like this. If you want to design flower, this can come in handy. Not only flyer, if you want to make advanced visual, okay? Maybe you want to do maybe some hero section settings or something like that. You can make this one do it. And let's see, maybe we are going to use some in our landing page. Let's see somewhere. Here is like a shape tool. We just use some masking to do this, some subtraction to do this. And let's see this place. Somewhere like this, you can see here we have a custom shape. This is the work of pen tool. going on here now. All right. This one is just line with some circle. Okay. Let's see any other place again. And as you can see, this shape now is totally custom. This is the work of pen tools. And as you can see that because of this shape, the way it is rotated a little bit, it's giving it a very good vibe. It's giving it a very good visual um, element here. So that's just how pen tool works. Let's learn more about pen tools. I don't know. Let's see what we can do with pen tool. Let me just go to pen tool now because I feel like I've not really taught you a lot of things about it. So if you have a shapes like this, a shape like this, right? And the stroke is set to this black. You can swap the stroke color. Let me even set it to something else. Let's go with maybe red like this, or let's go with blue. You can swap the close color to fill. You can just go to your Figma, go to the object, and go down. You can see we have swap fill and stroke. This means that the fill will now become the stroke, right? And the stroke will become this fill. So let me give it a fill. Let me give it maybe this kind of pinkish color. So let's now go to that place, object, swap fill and stroke. You can see now the stroke will now become the pink, and then the fill will now become the blue. That's what it means. Okay, and this sometimes this can come in handy. And the shortcut to that is Shift and X like this. Okay, in fact, you can see I even memorize it because sometimes it can come in handy. All right, so you can learn more about pen tool and how to use it, and sometimes can be intimidating. You can start by going to Google and then just search for maybe some animal that you like. Let's search for dog image, maybe dog PNG or something like that. Um, all right, let me just save one of these. You can even carry it to Figma. Just control and just carry it to Figma like this. And as you can see, we have it here. This is not advisable if you want to use it for your design. No. Download it before you do it. But just for me to quickly show you like this. So you can just use it to trace. You can use this to trace this dog. This app will remove picture background in Photoshop. Just click on pen tool. So just be going like this. And as you're going like this now, this will make me to teach you more. So if you're going like this is on a straight line like this. So click and drag like this, right? Now this one is giving me one color. I need to change it to something different. Let me go with black like this, and I want to make it to be maybe 2 or 1. Okay, then I can continue. So I'm just going to fast. So you can see that this curve now is now changing the orientation. So I'm going to go to the point that I start with. I'm going to go to this point. As I'm going to this point, then I can just continue like this and then make a little bit like this. Okay, and then like this. Let me just quickly be fast here so that I can trace this thing out. So this will make it to know how to use pen too. So you can use this to create something like illustration in Figma, and in Photoshop. You can use it to edit to remove background of a picture. But we don't use that one in Figma. Just let me quickly be fast with this place. I'm not trying to make this perfect in any way now. But I'm just showing you that you can use it to draw advanced illustration of your choice. So let me just click on here, make it like this. And then I'm going to connect it like that. So that one is there. And then we can use this one. We can click on the pen again to draw the eyes out like this. Okay. And then This other guy eyes, something like this. Okay, so you can go around and play with it, and then if you give it a color now, if you want to give it a color, you know how to do that, right? Well, if you don't know, you can do it in many different ways. You can click on this thing called paint. This is Shift B. Click on paint, and then you can see we have. It's saying that where do you want to add the color? Let's add color here. Just click on here now. And you can see we have white. You can change the color to anything that you like now. Let's change it to maybe white, right? And you can remove the stroke here if you like. And then click on enter. This one too. You can do this. It's saying you must not use that. Okay. And then I'm going to remove this. And then this other one, right? The place that this particular paint is useful, I've not shown you. But let me quickly show you before I go. So let's make this guy maybe the color of the hair, something like this. So now you can see we have this D9, 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 and the color that I want to change is going to the stroke. So what I can do is I'm going to remove this fill, and I'm going to press Shift and X to make the stroke to become the fill, like this. But it's like my X is not working very well. So let me just go to this place, objects, and then swap fill and stroke, like this. Okay, good. So let's click on this dog and let's hide it. If you want to hide, I already show you. Just click on this element, this layer, like this. Alternatively, you can click on Control Shift and H, like this. You can see our dog. I mean, this dog is looking so terrifying, so horrifying. It's looking so scary. But anyway, we have a dog. Okay. So let me show you the one that say I'm going to show you before I go, so that this one can come in handy. So I just draw a shape now. This shape, let's make it to be maybe 400 by probably 300 is okay. And then I'm going to zoom it in. Sorry, I'm going to zoom it in. So suppose we have this shape. I click on pen tool and I draw. Now I draw. This is like a triangle like this. All right. So this triangle now, this is a normal triangle that we have in Figma. We just created this one by ourselves. I'm going to enter into edit mode again, and then I'm going to create. When I hover on this, I want to create another point here. So I'm going to make this one like this. Okay. As I make it like this, I'll click on here too, and I'm going to click on pen tool now because I want to join this together. You have to click on pen tool now to join it together. So I join these two together like this. So as I join it together, we have the same shape looking like this. So this shape now, what I want to do is I want to give this place one color and then this place another color. We can't do this with this fill tool now, right? If I use fill tool, look at what is happening. We have only one color, but I want to give it different color. So how can we do that? We can do that with this paint. Okay, this paint. So the shortcut to that is Shift and B. So click on this paint and then click on here. So let's give it maybe something like this green. You can see we have this green. But then I don't want to give this right green. I want to give this place green. So just click on this place again. You have the green. Now this green is now working on the left side. So I want to give this place. Let's say I want to give this place blue. Right? I can just click remove. If you see this minus there is remove. Right? You can see it's removed. When it's removed, then it turns to plus. Then we want to add it again. Now I add it again now. Now, this particular add it again is now only talking about this place. It's not referring to this place again. So we can change it to another color that you want now. So let me change it to blue now. Okay. So that is not super confusing. Okay. So you can see this is where this one come in handy. If you want to add multiple color to different element of a shape. But you can see that the old trick is still working. This place is closed. It's enclosed. This place is enclosed because if you have a place that is open, it will not work. All right. So that is about pen tool. But before I go, I want to show you one particular website that you can use to learn pen tool more in detail. So if you go to your browser and you go to this website, it's called the BezierMethod.ac. BezierMethod.ac. Click on it. and then you see this filter. You can learn pen tool here. This is a game about pen tool. So you can just click on this point and then drag to this point, drag to this point like this. Then it automatically go to the next level. And then drag to this point, drag to this point, drag to this point, to this point, to this point, and then the last point like this. And then you can do this one too. Now things are getting more tricky here. I haven't shown you how you can create a perfect circle with pen tool, right? So saying that this is wrong. I mean, this thing can sometimes can consume your time, right? So you can just do that in your free time. All right, those are the way you can play around with pen tool. Pen tool is thing that at first may feel intimidating in Figma, but it's very easy to use, and you don't have to master it before you start using it. You just be using it to create some simple steps. Sometimes you are going to master it. All right. So thank you for watching this video, and I'm going to see you in the next one.